My name is Yvonne Williams, and I work with the Ringo Elementary School here in Clarksville, Tennessee. The name of the book I'm reading is going to be Froggy Gets Dressed. It was cold, and Froggy woke up and looked out the window. Snow, snow, he sang. I want to play in the snow. Go back to sleep, Froggy, said his mother. Don't you know? Frogs are supposed to sleep all winter. Wake up when the snow melts. No, no, cried Froggy. I'm awake. I'm awake. I want to go out and play in the snow. So Froggy puts on his socks, zoop, and he pulls up his boots, zoop, and he puts on his hat, zat, and he ties up his scarf, zwit, and he tugged at his mitten, zoom, and flopped outside to the snow, flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. Oops, cried Froggy. I forgot to put on my pants. He flopped back inside, flop, 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 tugged off his mittens and untied his scarf, took off his hat and pulled off his boots. He left his socks on and slipped his pants on, zip. Then he pulled on his boots, zoop, put on his hat, zat, and tied off his scarf, wit, and tugged on his mittens, zoomed, and flopped back outside in the snow, flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. Oops, he cried. I forgot to put on my shirt. And your coat, yelled his mother. He flopped back inside, flop, 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 and tugged off his mittens and untied his scarf and took off his hat. He left his pants, boots, and socks on, but buttoned up his shirt and zoot, zoot, zoot. Then he snapped on his coat, zap, and put on his hat, zat, and tied up his scarf, wit, tugged on his mittens, zoom, and flopped back outside into the snow, flop, flop, flop. Froggy, called his mother. What? Yelled Froggy. Did you forget to put something on? Froggy looked down. He had on his mittens. He had on his scarf. He had on his coat. And he had on his shirt. He had on his pants. And he had on his boots. He had on his socks. And he reached up. Yep, he had on his hat too. What could be missing? Your underwear, his mother laughed. Ups, cried Froggy, looking more red in the face than green. He flopped back inside, flop, 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 tugged off his mittens, untied his scarf, unsnapped his coat, unbuttoned his shirt, unzipped his pants, pulled off his boots, and took off his socks. He left his hat on, and he slipped his long johns on with a zap of a little elastic. Then he put on one sock, zoop. He pulled on the boot, zoop, and tugged on the mitten, zoom. Started to tug on the other, and he let it drop and said, I'm too tired, and went back to sleep. Good night, Froggy.